In the early hours of January 15, 1966, while most Nigerians slept, a group of young soldiers set in motion events that would forever change the course of the nation's history. It was Nigeria's first military coup, and it marked the end of the country's brief experiment with democratic rule after independence. Nigeria had gained independence from Britain in 1960, full of hope and promise. But by the mid-1960s, the First Republic was struggling. Politics was deeply divided along ethnic and regional lines. Allegations of corruption, election rigging, and violence dominated the political landscape, especially after the controversial 1964 federal elections and the 1965 Western Region crisis. To some young officers in the Nigerian Army, the civilian government had failed. The coup was led by Major Chukwuma Kaduna and Nzeogwu, alongside other officers including Major Emmanuel Ifeajuna. Their stated aim was to end corruption and restore discipline to the nation. But what followed was violent and deadly. In coordinated attacks across the country, several prominent leaders were assassinated. Among them were Prime Minister Abubakar, Tafawa Balewa, Northern Premier Sir Ahmadu Bello, and Western Premier Samuel Ladoke Akintola. The killings shocked the nation and sent fear through every region. However, the coup did not go exactly as planned. While the plotters succeeded in some areas, they failed to take full control of the federal government and the army. Within days, Major General Johnson Aguiyi-Ironsi, the most senior military officer, stepped in to restore order. On January 16, 1966, Ironsi assumed power as Nigeria's first military head of state. The constitution was suspended, political parties were banned, and military rule officially began. But the consequences of the coup ran deeper than a change in government. Many Nigerians viewed the events through an ethnic lens, believing that the killings were unevenly targeted. Suspicion and resentment grew, especially in the north. The January coup planted the seeds of further instability. Just 6 months later, a counter-coup, in July 1966, would overthrow Ironsi. The violence that followed eventually plunged Nigeria into the Civil War of 1967 to 1970. One of the darkest chapters in the nation's history. Today, the first military coup of 1966 remains a powerful reminder of how fragile democracy can be and how quickly political crises can reshape a nation. January 15, 1966 was not just a coup, it was the day Nigeria's future took a different path.